there, Wargamers, and welcome to another Warzone Apothis mission. I'm here today with Derek, and you came all the way up from the deep south, didn't you?
Yep, Houston.
Houston, there we go. So we have somebody who has literally traveled across the continent, well, most of the continent anyway, to come up here and play, which is excellent. We love it. So today we're going to be playing our first game, 1,500 points over Vadurak. He's got 1,500 points of Necrons, which have rebelled against Canum, and they're actually going to be fighting to help in the influence of chaos in this particular campaign. And myself, I'm going to be running 1,500 points of Imperials. Now the fun part about this one is I have my reinforcements finally. The Space Marines have come and they are going to help me return to this campaign and hopefully restore some honor to the Imperials. So let's go take a look at the board and the armies. And here we have Derek's Necron forces. So just quickly tell me what you got over here. So let's start from the left here.
All right, basic 10 unit of warriors right here.
Okay.
I got, do you want me to do all this?
Yeah, might as well just go forward to back.
Got tomb blades with just the particle blasters, no other upgrades.
Is that the template one?
The template one,
okay.
Yes. And no ignores, cover, or anything like that. And then these 10 Lich Guards, they have hyperphase swords and dispersion shields.
Okay.
Got a Cryptek here with the solar staff and an Overlord, and he has the Void Reaper and the Phase Shifter.
Sounds good.
They're all riding in this Night Scythe.
Fun times.
We have a big block of 20 warriors here, and 10 Immortals with Tesla carbines. And then lastly, 10 more warriors with a Ghost Arc.
All right. So that is a lot of warriors, a lot of reanimation, and a lot of Gauss. And over here, we have the 1,500 points of Imperials. Now, this is just the early stages of the Space Marine reinforcements, but it's being led by Vulcan Histan, who is right there in the front. We have 2 units of Scouts. Now, right now, it looks like they have sniper rifles, but they're actually just the bolter variants of them. We just don't happen to have the bolter variants in the studio at the moment. We do have the Dominus right there with his Eradication Ray and Phosphor Serpenta. In the back, we have 1 unit of Cataphren Breachers with 2 Haywire arc rifles and 1 torsion cannon. We have a unit of Destroyers over there with the 3 heavy grav cannons. And we have a unit of 1 Castellan Maniple. In the back, we do have 1 Knight Paladin with his rapid fire battle cannon. And I did pay to give him the Icarus cannons upgrade on his Carapace. And then 3 drop pods. So as you can probably tell, this is a combined arms for the Space Marines right there, and it's a standard battle congregation for the cult Mechanicus. So let's see how they do. And here we have the table. So we are playing on mission 6 of the Maelstrom missions, and that one is the Deadlock mission. So we're going to start with 6 objectives, every turn going down by 1 objective, and going to see who's going to be able to get to their points that they're looking to win first. So as of right now, I did win the roll-off for deployment and all that sort of stuff, so I opted for Derek to deploy first, simply because I want to be able to counter his movements a little bit. In retrospect, I mean, it means I'm not getting the battle cannon shots off as effectively, maybe. But we'll see what happens. I do have a bunch of drop pods coming in. But I will attempt to seize. So on a 6. That is a 2, so that is definitely not going to seize, and we're about to go into Necron, turn 1. So at the start of the turn, Derek will draw 6 objectives. So objective 3, objective 4, Supremacy, Ascendancy, and Scour the Skies. Get rid of Scour the Skies because I do not have any flyers. Next one up, objective 3 again, and objective 2. So you really got to get to the objectives this turn. So we've seen the objectives. Into the first turn of movement, just going to secure your objectives. Tomb Blade's just going to zip up towards objective number 6 there. And all of a sudden I can't remember what that's called. The Ghost Arc is just going to go over there and sit on that objective right there. Just making sure he's going to get Ascendancy this turn. Moving through cover over here, 6 inches. That's actually what you wanted to see right there. because that's going to put you easily within range of objective 4, which is going to give you another point. And these immortals just going to start moving over to the edge. Looking at this area where I've infiltrated some scouts right behind some crates, just to make it difficult for you. And that is the movement phase done. Moving into the Necron shooting phase. Running the immortals 4 inches. And there they are, just getting a little bit closer. Shooting these warriors into the knight over here. I do have a forward arc on my shield. Alright. And that's going to be 6 hits right there. Looking for 6s to glance. 1 6, 4 up save. And I'm good. And these Tomb Blades going to fire their weapons into the Castellan Maniple over here. The first shot. Direct hit.
For 1?
For 1 so far. That's going to scatter way off there. And the third one, it's going to be another direct hit for 2 hits. Needing 5s against toughness 7. There's going to be 1 wound right there. I do have a 3 up save, which I'll fail. So the Castellan will take a single wound at the moment. And over here, 6 warriors can see the Castellan Maniple, so they're going to fire into it. Hitting on 3s. Not bad. Alright, needing 6s. No wounds. And this Ghost Arc, unfortunately, is out of range of the Night Titan. So that does end the Necron churn, because there's no assaults to declare just yet. But you were able to get some objectives. You have Objective 4 over here. You're sitting on Objective 5 right there, which is going to be good for Ascendancy. And you have Objective 2 over here. So let's check out what points you got. So he was able to get Supremacy. Yeah. No, I don't know if you got Supremacy, actually. Let's double check that.
You're home too.
So double checking it, he didn't realize I was holding 2 objectives, so he did not get Supremacy right there. So he only got Objective 4, Objective 2, and Ascendancy, but Ascendancy is worth D3. 2 points, not bad. So 4 points right off the bat. And before we forget, we do have some objectives that we need to identify right here. So starting with objective number 3 right there. That is going to be sabotaged on my scouts, no less. Over here, we have another one. That is going to be a grav wave generator. So that's going to mean 2 less inches when you charge against it. Number 4, that is going to be a scatter field. Better cover save, not too bad. We haven't identified that one yet. Over here, 2, nothing of note. And lastly over here, that's right, that's a sabotage. So we have 2 exploding objectives so far. Fun times. So we need to see if this explodes. Roll a d6. No explosion. And the scouts. Oh, of course theirs is going to explode, because why not? So roll a d6, and that's going to be how many strength 4 hits it does. 5. Alright, let's do this. So 5 strength 4 hits. Oh, you're killing me, Derek. You're killing me.
Supremacy after all.
Alright, yeah, because if this goes off, Supremacy is going to be achieved for you. I am still going to retain 2 scouts, unfortunately. But that's 3 dead scouts. So I'll take them there, there, and there. And a morale check. Oh, I got to double check that one. Thankfully, they are leadership 8, so they are going to stick around, but they're not going to be holding that objective for very long, I don't think. And at the start of the Imperium churn, 6 objectives. Blood and Guts. Praise the Machine God. Overwhelming Firepower. Kingslayer. Secure Objective 5. And Harness the Warp. I have no Psychers, so that goes away. And is replaced with Objective 6. Going to start with the drop pod that has the destroyers in it. Those are the heavy grav cannons. So hopefully it's going to come down here no problem. 9 inches. And thankfully it does not scatter off. It's just going to go 9 inches over here. And the Cataphren destroyers are going to pile out. And the destroyers are just going to come out right here and take aim at those Necron Immortals. Before I forget, I am going to declare the Shroud Psalm Canticle, simply because I've praised the Machine God, which I have to use either the Iron Soul or the Shroud Psalm in order to get that point. So that's the one that's being declared. And Vulcan, his stands. Drop pod is going to go right there. Hopefully get a good range on all those heavy flamers. Now, if he was my warlord, I wouldn't be doing this. But he is not my warlord, so don't care. And that's going to be 8 inches to the to your table edge.
Yes.
And Vulcan is just going to come out right there with his heavy flamer. And we've already checked out the template. He's going to be able to get 9 in the shooting phase for that one. And the Castellans are just going to march forward 6 inches. That is enough to put him within control of objective number 6 there. Just so I can secure that point. And over here, we've already checked it out. The Night Titan can move 8 inches this way right there. And then an additional 4 inches up like so. Keeping him out of difficult terrain and giving him a 5-inch charge to those warriors there. And the heavy arc rifle, or sorry, not the arc rifles, the heavy grav cannons are going to fire into the Immortals here. 18 shots, hitting on 4s. Oh, that is atrocious. Out of 18 shots, only 5 hits. That's not even a third of them. Thankfully, I'm wounding on 3s, though. 1 wound.
And I'm sorry, guy.
Alright, well, you know what? I'm kind of getting used to this. This has been par for the course for me in this campaign.
Here's my reanimation. 5
Yep.
up.
Well, you know what? At least I killed one. Moving on to the rapid-firing phosphor blasters here. These are the Strength 5 AP4 shots. Hitting on 4s once again. That's a little bit better of a hit. Why couldn't that happen with the grav cannons? And these are going to be wounding on 4s. That's going to be 3 wounds right there, so you have your armor saves first.
3s.
And they're fine. Next up will be the Stormbolter from the drop pod into the Immortals. Hitting on 3s. 1 hit, wounding on 5. That's
4.
no wound.
4.
Strength, aren't you toughness 5?
Only toughness 4.
Oh, then I should have...
Guard or toughness 5.
Oh, I thought these guys were toughness 5 for some reason.
Nope, just 3 up.
Huh, okay. Well, 1 wound then. Hey, look at that. You're going to fail that save, and... Yes! Another Immortal's dead! That's 2 gone. And over here, like I said, we already checked it. We're going to be able to get 9 of the warriors right there from Vulcan's heavy flamer. So with 9 hits, these are going to be wounding on 3s, and I do have digital weapons, so 1 reroll is going to be allowed here. I'm going to take that reroll and get myself a 5 right there. So not too shabby for 7 wounds.
Here's the reanimation.
And
5 dead.
5 go down. That's actually a pretty hefty number.
Yeah, it's enough for a morale check.
Yeah, and I think it's actually enough that I knocked you off objective 2 there. Not that it really matters right now, but you know, it's the spirit of everything. Over to the Knight, gonna fire the heavy stubber into the unit of warriors right here, just so I can I can get the charge target off there. Hitting on 3s. That's gonna be 3 hits right there. Wounding on 4s. Words come to me eventually. That's gonna be 2 wounds right there.
Armor saves.
Yep.
1 fail.
And 1 reanimation.
5 up.
Hey, a warrior goes down. Using his second heavy stubber, he's actually going to fire it into these tomb blades right here, just on the off chance that I can maybe take one out. So on 3s, 2 hits, and this is going to be on 5s, 1 wound. Come on, you should jank.
4
Hey!
and 5.
Yes! Took out a tomb blade! That is how I'm going to do this, is I'm just going to nickel and dime ya.
Yeah, why do you take anything besides heavy stubbers?
Apparently. I mean, heavy grav cannons? Meh, screw those. Next up is the rapid fire battle cannon. Gonna go into this unit of warriors. I think right there is probably my best bet, because on a direct hit, this is gonna be 2, 4, 6, 8 right there. So the first one is going to hit. Yep, that's gonna hit, not going anywhere. And the second one is also gonna hit, so that is actually gonna be 16 hits.
Yikes.
So that's going to be 16 total, wounding on 2s, and 3 1s. Otherwise, that's going to be 13 wounds.
Right.
So because there's some cover saves in here, there's going to be got to do this one at a time here. So the first one, 5 up cover. Nope.
And 6 up.
6 up reanimation. Dead.
Dead.
And the next 2 have their 6 up reanimations.
Nope.
2 more are dead. Next one has a 5 up cover. And there's another one dead. Some 6 up reanimations. Oh, 1 made it there. So another 6 up reanimation.
He's dead.
He's dead as well. Now we have another 5 up cover save to make. He's good. He's good. Oh, he finally goes down. Reanimation. And he is in fact down. And you got 2 dice left? I would say these guys are kind of equal distance right there. So one will get a cover, one won't.
All right, well, I'm going to cover first.
Yeah, do the cover first one then. And
6 up. He lives.
And 5 up cover.
Yep.
Yeah, all right. Still, that was quite the toll that knight pulled on them. There's only, 7 remaining warriors from that blob of 20. Now, I know this is a ways off, but we were just discussing the battle protocols, and I remembered that they start the game with the Aegis protocol, so there would have been a feel no pain against that 1 wound taken of 5+, which he would have actually passed it. So he actually doesn't have any wounds going on. Now, shooting with the Castellans, gonna start with the Eradication Ray from the Dominus. He is in range just to hit a couple Necrons right there. If it's a direct hit, he's gonna be able to hit 3. Ballistic skill 5. Let's go for a direct hit right here.
Yep.
And that's going to be enough to hit 3. So this is going to be Strength 6, AP 3. So you can just hand me one more die. Beautiful. So on 2s. That's going to be 3 wounds right there. Now, there is going to be some cover saves here. So 5 up. And some reanimation protocols.
5s again. Jeez.
Oh, 3 more Necrons go down. This is what happens when you betray Kanum, apparently.
Yeah.
Alright, so there's only 4 remaining. Next up is going to be all the heavy phosphor blasters going into that squad of warriors again. Going to start with the twin link shots hitting on 4s. Thankfully twin linked. So that's going to be 6 hits from the twin linked ones, and the non-twin linked is going to add another 5. So that's a whole bunch of shots that's going to be wounding on 2s. And all but 1 right there. So there's going to be a bunch of cover saves followed by reanimation protocol. So he's going to hope that his cover saves and reanimation tank him through this. 5 up. Oh, wow.
There we
There's
go.
2, 3.
All I have to do is make one of these reanimation saves.
Yeah. All right, let's see it. You made 2. Okay, that's not too bad. Now the Stormbolter from this draw pod into the 2 Necron warriors right there. Hitting on 3s. 1 hit. Wounding on 4s. No wounds. Moving into the assault phase, this knight is going to declare an assault against these warriors right here. So you do have a whole bunch of rapid firing Overwatch shots to make. 18 Overwatch shots hitting on 6s. I see 2.
And 6s again.
Yep.
1.
Alright. Front shield 4+. We're golden. Alright, here comes the assault distance. So good. Oh, I saw that one and I was really worried there for a moment. But it's going to be 7 inches, which is enough to bring him in. Starting with a Hammer of Wrath, wounding on a 2. Nope, no wound. 4 attacks on the charge, hitting on 3s.
Is it 3s?
What's your weapon skill?
4.
Oh, really? So hitting on 4s then?
Yeah.
Okay. Didn't make a difference, but yeah, I didn't realize they were weapon skill 4. And now we're going to do some destroyer charts here.
3 dead.
And yeah, that's just going to be 3 dead warriors right there. And they all pile in here. And moving into the stomp, D3 stomps for 2 stomps right there. 1 stomp will be placed right there. The next stomp will be placed right there, just to maximize the amount that I can possibly get. So the first stomp on the 2 guys. Nothing happens on the 3 guys. That's going to be D6 hits, I believe. Scratch that, it's just a strength 6 hit against anything under the template. So there's going to be 3 hits on those warriors right there. Wounding on 2s. That's going to be 3 wounds right there. You got some reanimation.
3 dead.
And that's 3 more that are going down.
Alright.
Some morale checks from the shooting. These guys over here.
Yes.
Oh, wow. I honestly don't know how to feel about that. I kind of wanted them to stick around.
Oh, man.
But those Necrons will run away. Right. How far, though? Oh, they're really hightailing it. And 11 inches right back. It's going to put them right there. And let's quickly check to see if you're in regeneration range.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So you might get something out of there.
Yep.
And over here, you've lost combat. Do you want to voluntarily fail due to our weapons are useless?
Yes, we do.
All right. So we got some initiative checks to make here to see if I can pursue you off the table here.
Here's mine.
Oh, yeah. I have caught you. So that is that for that Necron warrior squad right there. Now we have some exploding objectives here. Oh, and we actually have one more that we need to figure out what it is.
Sure.
So does Vulcans explode? Oh, close, but not quite. Let's find out what this objective does. 5, that's going to be a scatter field, so improve cover save. That's actually a big deal because my next turn, I do have the Shroud Psalm going on right now. So that's Stealth Shrouded plus another one right there, so...
Yeah.
Still, I'll take what I get. Yeah, in the long run, it's not really important.
Makes no.
And does this one explode? No, thankfully it does not finish off my scouts.
That would be 2.
So at the end of my turn, I was able to get Blood and Guts, as well as Praise the Machine God, and secure Objective 6. Plus I got First Blood, so that's going to give me 4 points to tie his 4 points. So it's a pretty close game right now. And at the end of my turn, I will maintain the Aegis Protocol to keep my Feel No Pain on my Castellan unit here. At the start of Derek's turn, he's going to get 2 more objectives, up to 5. Secure Objective 4. And secure Objective 5. Now we do have some regeneration to make here.
3.
Alright, so that's going to be 3...
But morale test first.
Oh, that's right, see if they rally. Nope, they keep running.
Want me to re-roll it? Or?
So you rolled off camera, but we're going to get you to roll that again.
Okay.
One second. So we actually just checked the order of operations here, and everything happens at the same time. Active player chooses the order in which everything happens. So his regeneration actually got him right up to 25%, which means he did not have to make a morale check there. So, well, no, you still have to make a morale check, but you're not going to fail on as easily. And I think you rolled like a 6 or a 7.
5.
So they have definitely regrouped. Now, they're only going to be snap firing this turn, but the point is they're not running off the table yet. And we realized we forgot to do a morale check on the Tomb Blades after the shooting phase last turn, so we're just going to quickly do that now, and they're fine. Now, we do have a reserve roll to make here. Oh no, they are stuck in reserve for another turn.
I think I can do it.
The Ghost Ark, you're just kind of checking out some things right now.
Well.
And after checking out some distances, he's okay with shifting his Ghost Ark just over there. And these warriors just regroup their 3 inches and just move a little bit back. And the Immortals start moving up towards the Destroyers. Now, I don't think you'll have a hard time dealing with these guys. They can't seem to shoot, so I'm not too confident in their close combat abilities either. And the Tomb Blades moving 12 inches over. At the start of the shooting phase, these Tomb Blades are going to turbo boost all the way over here. Just start setting himself up for taking this objective over there. And we have 8 Immortals that are going to be using their Assault 1 weapons into the Destroyers right there. And it's going to be a good chunk of hits.
6, so that's 3 hits.
Sounds good.
Both.
Wounding on 4s. That's 1, 2, 4, 5 wounds right there. I have my 4-up armor save. And 1 Destroyer will go down. So we'll just take away this fella right there. And we have some Gauss blasters into the front arc of the knight right there. By the way, front arc is going to be the shield right there. 4 are within range, so hitting on 6s because they're snap firing, no hits.
It's the warriors first, makes more sense.
So he's going to fire the warriors from inside the arc into the knight right there, hoping for some good 6s. 10 shots going into the knight. That's a decent amount of hits right there. There's 2 6s right there. I do have a 4-up save. And he's going to lose 1 hull point. Next up is the arc itself, doing the same thing. 10 more shots. There's a good chunk of hits right there. And once again, needing 6s. No 6s from that one, though. So the knight has been reduced to 5 hull points. And Derek will be declaring a charge against my destroyers over here. So I'm going to overwatch with my grav cannons here, needing 6s. Oh, wow. Okay, so apparently I hit better while overwatching. And this is going to be wounding on 3s. And it's going to be 3 wounds right there. So
5-up reanimation.
Alright, 5 ups. And 3 Immortals go down. And it looks like he only needs about a 4-inch charge right here. Ooh. That's quickly.
That's 4 inches.
But... Yeah, okay. Okay, that's good. I was going to say, if you failed the charge as well, that would just be upsetting. But they're going to make it in. And there they are. At the start of this combat, I do have initiative 3, so I will be going first with my whopping 2 attacks. Now, what's your weapon skill?
4.
So I'm hitting on 4s. Nothing. And you're going to get, looks like 10 attacks back at me here.
10. Are you weapon skill 4 also?
Weapon skill 3. So you're hitting on 3s. And wounding on 5s. That's going to be 2 wounds right there. So I got 2 4-up armor saves to make. And I'll take 1 more wound on the destroyers. And that is the end of combat right here. So I have lost combat by 1. Oh, 7. I think that might be enough. So a roll of 7 is enough to keep them in combat. It means they're not shooting, which is, actually that's still good for you. But it means that they are locked in combat, and those immortals might have a bit of a tough go over the next turn. So let's check out how the objectives played out. So at the end of Derek's turn, he was able to get objective 5, putting him up to 5 points. And you're going to choose to discard Supremacy?
Yes.
Alright, yeah, at this point in the game, it's going to be a little bit trickier. But if you can get objective 3, there's some good points right there. So that is the end of Necron turn 2. The AdMech Imperials are fighting back rather ferociously through a combination of your reserves not coming on and getting those good objectives in there. So let's see what happens going into Imperial turn 2. At the start of my next turn, I draw up to 5 objectives. So secure objective 1 and Supremacy. Oh, that's going to keep me from moving a lot though. But let's see what happens. Next up, we're going to see if my remaining Cataphrons come on. Yes, they do. And at the start of my turn, I'm going to declare the Benediction of the Omniscience. This is so I can reroll 1s and 2s because I'll have 4 units on the table with the Canticles of the Omnissiah rule. And I'm going to try and bring my remaining drop pod full of the Cataphron Breachers down right there. Let's see where it goes. And that's going to be a direct hit. And the Cataphron Breachers are just going to pile out right there. He's going to fall over a little bit. But just gonna, you know what? There's no way of getting them all out without going into difficult terrain. So let's roll for the difficult terrain. 5 inches, just so I can spread them out a little bit, I guess. And there they are. And the Castellan Maniple with the Dominus and the Data Smith are just going to keep moving up a little bit. They're basically just trying to get within line of sight of that Ghost Ark in the event that I can drop the Quantum Shielding. And Vulcan is just going to run forward, move forward 6 inches, just get a little bit closer to that Ghost Ark. The Knight is going to attempt to move through difficult terrain into this area right here, hopefully. Looking for a good roll here. No, it's only going to be moving 4 inches, which means he's not going to be charging anything very likely. But it's enough just to bring him up a little bit closer and maybe get some shots in. At the start of my shooting phase, I'm going to start with the Breachers right here, firing their heavy arc rifles into the side of the Ghost Ark. Okay, so they're going to be hitting on 4s, but they're going to reroll 1s and 2s. So, 1s and 2s get to reroll. So, only 1 hit.
Nice.
And what's it going to do? It is going to be a glance, but you have your Jink. And you're good.
That's almost...
Next up is the Torsion Cannon, Strength 8 AP 1, hitting on 4s, rerolling the 1s and the 2s. That's going to hit. And Strength 8, so what's your side armor with the Quantum Shielding?
13.
13, okay, so needing a 5 or 6, nothing. Next up, the Knight is going to fire its rapid fire battle cannon right over here. Going to be hitting the armor of the Ghost Ark as well. So you're already jinking, so you got your saves right there. And let's see what happens. First one. It's going to be a direct hit for 5 plus the Ghost Ark. And the second one is going to scatter back 2 inches. And it goes from being centered right over there to being centered over this fellow right there. So it's still going to hit everything. So it's going to be 10 hits on the Warriors and 2 on the Ghost Ark. I'm going to start with the hits against the Ghost Ark there. It is Ordnance, so 2d6, choose the highest. So that's going to be 1 penetrate and nothing. So 1 penetrating hit that you have your 4-up glance against, or Jink, sorry. And you're fine. Next up, the 10 hits against the Warriors. Anything but 1s. Alright, that is a good chunk of wounds right there.
We are definitely hitting the deck.
Alright, yeah, because I'm going to be firing through a rune on this one. So you're going to be
3s.
3 up. And 1 goes down.
Animation.
Yep.
He's dead.
And 1 goes down. Next up, I have 2 heavy stubbers. They're going to be going into that same squad of Warriors right there because there's nothing really else to fire at. So let's see what they're going to do. Hitting on 3s. That's going to be 3 hits right there. Wounding on 4s. That's no wounds whatsoever from the heavy stubbers. Next up is the heavy flamer from Vulcan. It is enough to get the Ghost Ark, so we're going to get D6 hits against the internal contents there. D6 Heavy Flamer hits for 4. 4 hits on 3s. That's going to be 3 wounds right there. So you got 3 reanimations.
Reanimating. 2 die.
2 die, okay. And to save time, both Storm Bolters from the drop pods are going to fire into this squad of warriors right there. So 4 shots, hitting on 3s. That's going to be 4 hits, wounding on 4s. That's going to be 2 wounds right there. So you have your 4-up armor save, or gone to ground. Either way, you're golden. These scouts are going to fire their bolters into the 2 tomb blades right there. They're going to be hitting on 3s because of their nice new ballistic skill 4 that they got with the new book. So hitting on 3s. It's going to be 4 hits right there. Did you want to jink, by the way?
No.
Okay. So this is going to be on 5s. No wounds. Now I'm just going to go right into the Storm Bolter from the drop pod right there, doing the same thing. 2 hits. 1 wound.
4s?
Yep. Oh no.
5s.
Oh no.
Yikes.
Another Tomb Blade goes down. And the only viable target for these guys over here for the Castellans is that Tomb Blade right all the way over there. So there's going to be a whole bunch of shots going his way. Now I don't remember if we discussed Warlord traits at the beginning of the game on camera. But I did happen to roll the 6 on the chart for the Mechanicus here. So he does count as being 8+ units for his Canticles. So he's going to get the full benefit of re-rolling to hits on this, as long as the Dominus is with that unit. So it's going to be 12 shots going against that Tomb Blade. Will you jink?
We're jinking, by the way.
All right, makes sense. All right, so on 4s, that is a bunch of misses, but I do get the re-roll on all of them. And it's only going to actually give me 2 more. But still, this is not going to wound on 3s. For a bunch of wounds.
Yeah, 3s.
Yeah, so 4-up jink.
4s.
All right, that's actually not too bad. You made
2
4.
5s. And I don't get it.
No. So the Tomb Blade has been destroyed at this point. And I'm not sure if Derek goaded me into this or not, but I feel like charging with Vulcan into the Ghost Arc here. So it's an 8-inch charge through difficult terrain for 10 inches right there. So you're going to get your 20 Overwatch shots, needing 6s to hit. 20 shots, needing 6s. 1 6, wounding on a 4.
Nope.
No wound. Okay. So let's see if I can roll a 10 here. No, only 8 inches, so that's not going to get in because of that difficult terrain right there. And now we have this combat over here. I will go first with my massive initiative 3. 2 attacks, hitting on 4s. That's going to be 2 hits right there, wounding on 3s because of strength 5. That's going to be 1 wound right there.
With a 3-up?
Yep. And you're golden. And you're going to have your 5 attacks back.
Hitting on 3s.
Yeah.
For 2.
2 hits.
5s. For 1.
1 wound with a 4-up save. Which I made. Which makes that a draw combat for another round. And at the end of my turn, I was able to get overwhelming firepower. I was also get objective 1 with scouts sitting on that. And then supremacy, D3 points. 1 more point for supremacy. And at the start of Derek's turn, he draws up to 4 objective. So overwhelming firepower, shoot something off the table. And let's see if the Night Scythe comes on.
And I think I have a use at the beginning of the turn ability. I'm going to go ahead and do that, and if they don't come on, it'll be wasted.
All right, what's the ability?
If you shoot at these guys, it has to be snapshots.
All right, sounds good. And they are coming on. And before we forget, we got to see if this blows up. Nope, no blowing up scouts this turn. And in comes the Night Scythe. Just going to go over and get close to the Castellans and my Tech Priest Dominus and my Data Smith. And disembarking from the Night Scythe, he's going to do some difficult terrain here. 4 inches. Which is enough to sort of get him into the terrain.
Let me see if I can
Right
move that
there.
far.
Actually, we just measured it. 4 inches was just enough to get him to the lip of the terrain, not quite into it, unfortunately. Gonna try and regenerate some more warriors here. 3 more. The squad is slowly coming back. And they've gotten back up now. Unfortunately, they had gone to ground, so they're only going to be snap firing this turn. Ghost Arc repositioning, just to get some good shots against that knight, getting into rapid fire range.
Yes.
Yeah, it makes sense to me. actually changing his mind, just repositioning a little bit, just so he can try and take out those breachers instead. And at the end of your movement, I do have the interceptor from the Icarus cannon, auto cannons on the top there. They're just invisible because we haven't got the proper model yet. Gonna fire into the Night Scythe, hitting on threes, twin linked. Both are hitting, and it's gonna be 4s to glance, 5s to pen. Are you jinking, by the way?
I am now.
You're just gonna eat it, okay? And that's gonna be 1 penetrating hit right there.
All right, what's it gonna be?
For a 1, so it is just gonna be shaken.
We ignore shaken.
So
Living metal.
So that's not too shabby. It could have been much, much worse for you. Moving over to the Warriors, gonna snap fire into the breachers there.
6s.
And there's 2 hits right there. Needing
5s.
Needing 5s, yep.
1.
1 wound, 3 up armor save, which I fail. So the 1 breacher with the torsion cannon is gonna take a wound. Next up is the Ghost Arc. It's going to do some attacks this way and some attacks over to the Knight as well. So you got a lot. So which one do you want to start with?
Let's shoot these guys first.
Sounds good.
6s? Nope.
Nothing. And against the Knight?
6s.
Nothing there either. Next up is going to be the Contents firing into the breachers right there. Hitting on 3s. Not terrible. Needing 5s. And only 1. Oh man, you're rolling like I roll now. 3 up save. Which I made. Gonna run with the, what are these guys called?
Lich Guard.
Okay.
And, Overlord and Cryptek in there too.
Alright, so that is a very killy squad. Where are they gonna go to? Ooh, they have their pick of the litter there. And just getting a little bit closer without staying, or getting within 1 inch there. Now the Twinling Tesla Destructor from the Night Side going into the Castellans.
And Twin Linked.
Alright. Reroll that 1-1. There was a cocked 1 in there.
Yeah. Just a little cocked.
It's your call then.
I'll take it as a 1.
Okay.
Now this is 2.
That is going to be 2 right there, yep.
And 4s. 3.
This is, what's the strength of this thing?
7.
Ah, okay. So 3s with Feel No Pain. And I made all my saves there. And over here we have the only assault of the turn right here. Once again going first with my 2 attacks at initiative 3. 1 hit. Wounding on a 3. 1 wound.
3 up.
And you're golden. So 5 attacks back.
3s.
Alright, that's going to be 3 hits right there. Wounding on 5s.
5s. 2.
2 wounds with 4 up armor saves. And I'm golden, and this combat continues. And at the end of Derek's turn, unfortunately, he did not get any of the objectives. So he's just going to get rid of objective 4 there.
Well,
at the start of my turn 3, I get to draw up 2 more objectives, up to a total of 4. So I have Hungry for Glory, in which I need to issue a challenge. And I have Demolitions, which we don't have any fortifications on, so that just goes away. So replaced with the Will of the Omnissiah. At the start of my turn, I will also declare the Chant of the Remorseless Fist. Now, for most of my units, it's going to mean I'm rerolling 1s and 2s. For any unit that my Tech Priest Dominus is a part of, I am going to get the 8+ benefit, which is any fail to hit rolls I get to reroll. And Vulcan is just going to move 6 inches forward, get into prime flaming range right there. And the Castellans with the Dominus are just going to reposition backwards a little bit, just to hopefully make room for the Knight to come in and maybe charge this unit right here. The Knight moving through difficult terrain. Oh wait, it's 3d6, choose the highest. Double. Okay, so that's going to be 10-inch movement. That is enough for the Knight to turn around, as long as that cannon doesn't disrupt things right there. Basically get right to there, which does put him in a solid charge distance of your big kill squad there. And moving into the shooting phase, Vulcan is going to fire into the Ghost Arc again. Not going to do anything against the front arc, but D6 against the Contents for 6. Alright. On 3s. It's going to be 3 wounds right there, so you got 3 reanimations to make.
And 2 dead.
And 2 more go down, so that squad is down to 6. Over here, the heavy arc rifles into the side armor of your Ghost Arc, hitting on 4s. That's going to be 3 hits right there. Yeah, I figured you were going to be jinking there. Don't worry, I'm not going to take that away from you. And what's going to happen? So we're going to have 1 pen and 2 glances. Take the glances first.
Of course.
So 1 save. No, that's fine. 1 saved right there. And now the pen.
Most important.
That one is cocked though. No, so the pen goes through, the quantum shielding is gone, and it's actually down to 2 hull points now. So next up is the torsion cannon. Hitting on a 4.
Do you want to see what the pen does?
Oh yeah. So we'll just put that hit aside for the moment. So the penetrating hit, +1, so it's going to be shaken, so we don't care. Going back to the torsion cannon, which was a hit. Strength 8 against armor 11 now. All right. Needing a 3. Nothing. And to save time, I'm going to fire both of the storm bolters into that squad of warriors right there, hitting on 3s. That's going to be 2 hits, wounding on 4s, 1 wound.
4 up.
And you're fine. Now you invoked your special ability to mean I can only snap fire at these guys, so the rapid fire battle cannon is not doing anything against those pariahs? No, Lich Guard. I'll get this right eventually. But I do have the 2 heavy stubbers, which will go into them. So hitting on 3s.
6s.
Oh, sorry, that's right, 6s, so nothing. That's right, because snap firing. Bunch of single shots from the bolters over here into the Lich Guard, hitting on 3s.
6s.
Sorry, 6s. I'll get this right eventually. 1 hit, wounding on a 5, nothing. Moving on to the Castellans. Gonna start with the Gamma Pistol from the Data Smith, hitting on a 6. No. The Eradication Ray in the 0 to 12 band, which is gonna be a Strength 8 AP 1 Heavy 1. No. And next up is going to be the 2 Castellans. Starting with the twin link shots from the Castellans, hitting on 6s. That's 1 hit so far, twin linked. So that's 1 hit from the twin linked ones, and now the non-twin linked. Nothing, so 1 hit total. Wounding on a 3.
Got it.
That's 1 wound, so you have your 2 up armor save against this.
3 up invulnerable save.
Oh, don't you have 2 up armor?
Nope.
Oh, I thought you did.
And I made it.
Alright, well you still made it. And that is the end of my shooting. Moving into the assault phase, I'm going to declare an assault with the knight right here. And, oh, I need this one. Oh no.
Yes.
Oh no, that is definitely a failure right there. That is not very good at all. Next up, I'm going to charge with my breachers into the Ghost Arc right there. You got 6 guys remaining, so 12 rapid firing shots. Overwatch hitting on 6s. 2 hits.
And 5s.
On 5s. 2 wounds, 3 up saves.
Whiff.
And I made both of them. Now, as long as I don't roll snake eyes, I'm into combat here. Oh, where were you with the knight? Oh, well. They make it into combat. And hopefully their arc claws will be enough to take that thing down. But just in case, here comes Vulcan as well. And he is definitely in. At the top of the initiative step, we do have Vulcan Histan going first. 4 attacks on the charge, strength 6, hitting on 3s, Mastercraft. So reroll that 1 for another 1 right there. So that's going to be 2 hits. So I need 5s. Yep. Nothing from Vulcan. Next up is my Cataphren Breachers. Now, because of my my Canticle, they are going to be rerolling 1s and 2s, which is just as good as rerolling to hits in this particular case, because I'm hitting on 3s. So 1 reroll. So that's still going to miss, but that's going to be 5 arc hits against it, because they all have their arc claws. And that's going to be 1 pen and 2 glances.
Check the pen.
Alright, so what's going to happen with the pen?
No.
No explosion, so that's good. But it is enough to wreck the Ghost Arc right there. And a pinning check, I believe.
They're good.
And they're fine, yeah. So they're going to stick around. And before we forget, there was going to be an assault over here as well from the Castellans into your Lich Guard there. Going through difficult terrain, so anything that's not Snake Eyes.
I do have 1 shot Overwatch.
Oh, okay.
Cryptek.
Alright, let's see it.
6s.
1 hit.
And 6s. Oh,
There we go.
That's AP3.
That's AP3 as well, eh? So I got a Feel No Pain. Nope, that one felt it.
Good job, Cryptek.
So as long as there's no Snake Eyes here, no Snake Eyes. Although I've seen that 5 come up quite a bit this particular assault phase.
You don't have grenades, do you?
I probably don't. Even so, a lot of my stuff is low initiative regardless.
Right.
So you're going to be striking before me. Before we get into the Monstrous Creatures Hammer of Wrath, got to go to declare some challenges here. My Data Smith, I think, will step up and issue a challenge.
Okay.
Will you accept?
I certainly will.
All right, your Cryptek or your Overlord?
That will be the Overlord.
That makes a lot of sense. He's just going to get in there and slaughter me. I'm hopefully just going to stay alive long enough that my Knight can get in there. There we go. And because I went through difficult terrain, Derek does get to pile in first. That is whopping initiative 2. There's the pile in. Everyone but the Cryptek and 2 of the Lich Guard can get into combat. Starting with the Overlord against the Datasmith. 3 attacks, hitting on 3s.
And it's Master Crafted.
So reroll that one. Alright, that's going to be 3 hits right there. Wounding on 2s. That's a good chunk of wounds right there. Now I got to make some feel no pains. No, he definitely felt that, so he does get killed. 2 wounds go away on that one, and 1 wound will go into one of the Castellans. Next up, all the Lich Guard attacking into the Castellans. Hitting on 3s. Not bad. Strength 5 into toughness 7, so needing 6s. Oh, holy jumping.
4, and that's AP 3.
Yeah, that is 4 right there. Crazy. So I do have some feel no pains to make here. So I'll make 2 of them, and I'll lose 1 Castellan. Next up is the attacks from the Castellan Castellan himself. Gonna get 3 attacks, hitting on 4s, but re-rolling all his to hits because of the Canticle. So that's going to be 3 hits. Wounding on, oh geez, strength 6, so on 3s, because your toughness 5. So on 3s, that's going to be 2 wounds.
Is it only strength 6?
Only strength 6.
Wow, they just look so strong.
I know. But you have your 3 up save.
3s. And
1 feel no pain.
Nope.
No, 1 Lich Guard goes down. It would actually be this closest. Oh no, that's
He's
the
in the
Overlord.
challenge, yeah.
Yeah, he's the Overlord. Okay. And lastly, my Dominus at his initiative 1 because of his axe moves in, and that's enough to get a couple guys into combat with him. Hitting on 4s for the Dominus. Or sorry, yeah, 4s. But re-rolling because of the Canticle. That's going to be 2 hits right there. And this is going to be with his Force Axe. He's going to be wounding on 3s.
Okay.
So that's going to be 2 wounds right there.
Strength 6.
Strength 6.
Okay.
3 up invulnerable save.
Good.
And you're golden. So you have won combat by a considerable amount, actually, by I think 2, 4, 5. But because I have a fearless monstrous creature there, I am sticking around in combat. So basically just pile on in and we'll move on to the next turn. At the end of my turn, I was able to get Will of the Omnissiah and Hungry for Glory for 2 more victory points. So at this point, it does put me at, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8 plus First Blood for 9 points to your 5 points. Now we realize we did just forget this combat over here. So once again, the 2 attacks from the Destroyers. Hey, look, they're actually hitting this time. On 3s. 1 wound.
3 up.
And you're golden. 5 attacks back.
3s.
So 3 hits.
5s. 1
wound. And 4 up save. This combat continues. And at the end of the turn, we need to see if these scouts get exploded again. Oh, they do. D6. 2 times. Strength 4 hits. 1 hit. And 1 is dead. So it is going to be a morale check right there. And they're going to run away. A total of, even with a dice card, I still dropped a die. So 2 plus 8. This one objective has done more damage to the scouts than anything else this game. And it's funny because we never actually see that explosion objective really do anything. So there we go. And at the start of turn 4, unfortunately, he already has 3 objectives, so Derek will not be pulling any additional ones this turn. Starting with the Warriors, moving through difficult terrain, a whopping 1 inch. Just enough to sort of skirt the edge there. And these Warriors just repositioning, they want to get a lot of shots in on those Cataphren Breachers right there. And the Night Scythe just going to turn close to 90 degrees and just zip over there. And into the shooting phase, that Night Scythe has Vulcan in his sights, or is it
No.
Oh, you don't care about Vulcan at all.
Not at all.
Alright, so into the Breachers.
3s?
Alright, no extra hits, thankfully.
Kinda disappointing, actually. And 2s?
Alright.
3.
3 up saves to make. And I will fail 1. Next up is the Warriors into the Breachers. And to save time, he's actually just going to fire both squads into the Breachers at the same time, so it's going to be a total of 26 shots. 26 shots going into the breachers, hitting on 3s. Not too shabby. And on 5s. Not too bad at all. So 10 wounds against the breachers with 3 up armor saves. And let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and they are dead just on the dot. So away they go. And back to this combat. My 2 attacks. My Canticle is still in effect. So that 3... Nope, that doesn't get to be rerolled. So 1 hit. And 1 wound.
3 up. Got it.
And you're golden. So 5 attacks back.
All right, boys.
Not too bad. That's going to be 4 hits right there.
Let's do it. 2.
2 wounds with 4 up saves. Oh. And I made them both. And this combat continues. Moving into this combat, you're challenging? Mm-hmm. Alright, well my Dominus either has to step up and take it or just accept the fate. So the Dominus, who's already in base combat contact, will take the challenge at this point.
Brave.
Moving into this combat, we're going to do the non-challenge first. The Castellan's going to go first, hitting on 4s. Both hit. Wounding on 3s. That's going to be 1 wound, so 3 up armor save. Or, sorry, invulnerable. And 4 up feel no pain. And you're fine. And a bunch of attacks coming in from the Lich Guard, hitting on 3s. That is a large amount of hits right there. Needing 6s to wound. I count 1. So I'm still going to be in this because he is fearless. Feel no pain save, which he made. My Castellan sticks around. Next up is the Cryptek going into the Castellan. That's going to hit.
6.
Needing a 6.
Nope.
That is a 2. And now into the challenge, you're going before my my Dominus. So needing, what's your weapon skill?
5.
Okay, so needing 3s. That's 3 hits right there.
And 2s.
Yep. Yeah, reroll that too. That one is cocked. And it's still a wound. Now, I do have some invulnerable saves, followed by some feel no pain, so let's see what happens. Oh, that's 1 invulnerable save made. And the feel no pains. Oh, both feel no pains are made. And the Dominus gets to strike back with his power axe. And the Dominus gets to strike back 2 attacks. Hitting on 4s, but the Canticle is still active, so he gets to reroll those. So that's going to be 2 hits right there. And what's your toughness? 4? 5. So I'm going to be wounding on 3s. That's going to be 1 wound right there. So you have your invulnerable save. Mm-hmm. And you're golden. At the end of his turn, he was able to get overwhelming firepower, which is going to put him up to 6 objectives at the moment. Derek also opted to remove or discard one of his objective 3s, just in hopes of getting a better pull. And at the start of my turn, I draw up 1 objective for secure objective 2. At the start of my turn, I'm also going to declare Litany of the Electromancer as my Canticle. So my Castellan and my Dominus will benefit from the 3 extra hits at initiative 10, but my Destroyers are only going to benefit from the 1, and that's because of my Warlord trait. Starting with Vulcan, he's going to move through difficult terrain just to get closer to the Necron warriors all the way over here. Let's see where he goes. 5 inches. And that's enough just to take him onto the other side of this ruined Ghost Ark right there, and in great heavy flamer range. Over here, this knight is going to come in to try and save the day, angling himself in such a way where he's not going to be going through difficult terrain, which means he's going to get in regardless. And this scout knows no fear, so he's going to move 6 inches to get him right over there and hope for a run to get him within a couple inches of objective 3 just to go back to holding it. Going into my shooting phase, I'm going to fire the Icarus autocannons on the carapace of the knight into the rear armor of your Yeljink. Okay. So, Twin Linked hitting on 3s. That's 1 hit. That's going to be 2 hits right there. Needing 4s. That's going to be 1 penetrating hit. You did jink. And you're fine. And both Storm Bolters from the drop pods are going to fire into this rear unit of warriors right there. Just because I want Vulcan to get in and take out the other ones. So hitting on 3s. That's going to be 3 hits right there. Wounding on 4s. That's going to be 2 wounds.
4s. And 5s. Ouch.
Oh no, 2 warriors go down. Next up is Vulcan's Heavy Flamer. He's going to be able to actually hit that entire unit right there, but not the other one, unfortunately. So it is going to be 6 hits right there. wounding on 3s. Digital weapon, sorry. So that's going to be 4 wounds.
And
so you have your
5s.
And 2 more go down. Now Vulcan is going to declare a charge against these group of warriors right there. So you have 8 Overwatch shots.
But first we'll make a morale test.
Oh, that's right, because I killed a couple.
They're good.
Okay, that's fine. Because I want to charge these guys.
And 6s with Overwatch.
And
2.
There's 2 hits right there. Wounding on 4s. That's going to be 1 wound. 2 up armor save. Oh, Vulcan takes a wound. And now time for him to charge. As long as he doesn't whiff this, he should be in a good position. And he definitely did not whiff it. So that's going to get him into combat. And over here, my knight is going to charge into combat as well. He's an inch away, moving through difficult terrain. So he gets in. And there's going to be 1 Hammer of Wrath right there. Which wounds.
Look out, sir.
Oh, that is your Cryptek, isn't it?
Yep.
And he is an independent character, is he not?
He is.
All right.
So on to him.
Yep.
3 up.
And you're golden. And I did forget to run with the scout, but at this point in the game, I think that's a little gamey if I ask to go back and do that. So he's left to his fate right now. Hopefully going to live long enough to get in there. So we're going to move right into this combat right here. Now, before we even get going, I have some automatic strength 4 hits going against you.
Oh, the lightning.
So I have 1 from each of them. That's going to be 2 wounds right there. So 3 up. Oh no!
And 5s.
Okay.
Oh.
All right. At least you made the reanimation protocols. Now my regular attacks, nothing. So your attacks back. You got 5 of them.
Well, that could have been catastrophic.
It could have been. So 2 hits.
And 5s. 1.
1 wound.
That's all it takes. Yes.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna put it onto that Catfern right there, just so we stick around. And let's just get the morale out of the way right now. And they're golden. They're staying in combat. And over here, I have a bunch of attacks from the Canticle special rule. 3 from each unit. So this is going to be wounding on 5s. That's only 1 wound, but 1 failed save is going to be a big deal.
3. Got it.
And you're go. And then initiative 4 is next, so the knight's going to swing in, hitting on 4s. For 3 hits right there. And so there's going to be, oh, that's some beefy hits.
First 2, how do you want me to take them?
You know, I want the Cryptek to actually be just dead. So do that one first.
Look out, sir.
Yep. So just dead. And now
2 look out, sirs.
Yep.
Good. And 3s to save. You do it 1 save, takes away the D.
That's the way we tend to do it. You save it and then see if the wounds get applied.
Okay. Some of the circles do it different.
I know, I've seen that.
And I'm good.
Okay. Gonna go into the challenge right now, starting with the Overlord. So hitting on 3s.
Mastercrafted.
Yep.
Nope.
So 2 hits right there.
And 2s.
All right, so I got some Feel No Pains to make.
Involves.
Oh, Invols first, which I failed both, and Feel No Pains, which I failed both. And that does put him down to a single wound remaining. We're going to get the Castellan out of the way right now as well, even though he's striking at the same time as all the Lich Guard there. So hitting on 4s, 2 hits, wounding on 3s. That's 2 wounds.
3s.
Yep.
And 4s. Got it.
And you're fine. And 16 attacks coming back at me.
3s.
Not too shabby. Needing 6s. There's 2 right there, so I have a couple Feel No Pains to make. And I made them both. So the fearless combat continues. Now we're on to stomps. Let's see how many stomps I got. 3 stomps. So with 3 stomps, I'm going to apply the first one right there, and then the next 2 are going to be right there. So I'm going to end up rolling these 3 guys twice, and then these 3 guys once. The first stomp with the Cryptex here. Oh geez, I guess I should roll the Cryptek independently, shouldn't I?
Yes, but you gotta see what the stomp is first.
Yeah, that is very true. So let's see what happens with the stomp. The Cryptek is definitely going to be wounded, and the 2 other ones are not. So with your Cryptek,
Look out, sir.
yep. No, the Cryptek is going to take it.
Reanimation.
That one looks cocked. Okay, you're golden. And the second pair of stomps, just going to roll these together. What do you think? Was that cocked or not?
Reroll it.
Reroll it?
I
Okay.
wouldn't feel good about it otherwise.
All right. Well, it doesn't look like either of them really resulted in the big scary one anyway. On the regular guys first, that's going to be 2 wounds right there. So you have your invulnerable save.
3 up,
And-
4 up. Got it.
And you're fine. And now the Overlord. That's going to be 1 right there.
3 up, and
Ooh.
4 up.
Oh, the Lord takes a wound. And over here, the last combat, Vulcan is going to swing in with his 4 attacks, hitting on 3s. Mastercrafted though. So that's going to be 3 hits right there. Wounding on 2s. And there's going to be 2 wounds at AP2.
5s.
And you made both your saves. Well, reanimation protocols rather.
Tough little buggers.
So 4 attacks back.
4s.
2 hits.
And 4s.
2 wounds.
Snakes.
And 2 saves. So they are stuck in combat for another turn. And at the end of my turn, I was able to get Objective 2 with a drop pod being within range of it, which puts me down to Objective 5 and Kingslayer. Now, I don't know if I want to discard one of these or not. And at the end of my turn, I am going to get rid of Objective 5 right there. At the start of turn 5, Derek does get another objective, Kingslayer.
Yes.
Alright, that's going to be a big deal because we're fighting each other right now. And the Night Scythe is just going to fly off the table, go into ongoing reserves. And over here, these warriors, just going to move a little bit closer to the objective and sit on that one. Now that unit of warriors is going to fire into the drop pod, just try to get rid of those annoying storm bolters there. And that's a good chunk of hits. And needing 6s.
Cover saves.
There is some cover saves here, but still, that's a lot of 6s you rolled right there. So 5 up cover saves. And the drop pod remains standing. Moving into this combat right here, because that is all the shooting, we got the litanies of the Electromancer happening. So on 4s, nothing. So now I got my 2 attacks. Nothing there either.
3s.
But you know what? If I fail save, it's going to be one dead one.
That's true. 5s. Nope.
Nothing. And this combat continues. Moving on to Vulcan plowing through these warriors right here. 3 attacks, hitting on 3s, mastercrafted. For 3 hits, wounding on 2s. That's going to be 2 wounds right there. So 2 reanimation protocols.
5s. 2 dead.
And 2 warriors go down. Now you have your 2 attacks back. And no hits, so you lose by 2.
8. Got it.
And you're fine, so stuck in combat. And over to the big combat. We both have a lot in here. Warlords and Kingslayers. Starting with the Litany of the Electromancer. On 5s. That's going to be 1 wound right there.
3s.
Oh no.
4s.
Okay, that's good. Next up at Initiative 4 is the Knight swinging in, hitting on 3s.
4s.
Yeah, that's right, 4s. That one still misses anyway. And let's see what happens. It's going to be just a bunch of hits on each one. So
Look out, sir.
yep.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
He's dead.
Oh no, no reanimation or anything. Oh well, D. That's right. So he
And,
has died
3 up and vulnerable.
and followed by. Yeah. Wow. Okay, so the Knight has done some stuff. Next up, we'll do the Castellan into the Lich Guard, hitting on 4s. It's going to be 1 hit, wounding on a 3. That is going to be a wound. 3 up save. Oh, 5 up. Because the guy's dead, but either way, you still made it.
Excellent.
Next up is the Overlord into the Dominus. 3 attacks. Oh no.
Mastercraft.
Oh no.
2s.
Oh no. Oh, that is rough. So,
All my other guys, though.
so the Dominus going back into him. Yeah, we'll do your other guys in just a second.
He's initiative 1, though.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Get your other guys done first. Hitting on 3s. Needing 6s. There's 2 6s right there. I need to make at least one of these feel no pains. Which I did, and the Castellan is down to 1. Last up is the Dominus, hitting on 4s. 2 hits, wounding on 3s. That's going to be 2 wounds right there.
4s.
Reroll that 3. That's a little cocked.
And 5s.
Oh. He's down to 1 wound though.
Yeah.
And things are getting a little tense. Let's see what happens with the stomps. 2 stomps. First one, I'm going to hit those 2 Lich Guard right there. And then the second one, I'm going to put it right over the Overlord and the other Lich Guard. Against the 2 Lich Guard, that's just going to be some heavy strength hits. And against the Overlord, just some heavy hits. So there's going to be 3 strength 6 hits against those Lich Guard right there. So on 3s, that's going to be 1 wound right there. So roll your save. You have a 3 up.
3s and 5s.
Oh no, another one goes down. And then against the Overlord. So on a 3, nothing. And you have lost combat by 3, so 7s.
All right, guys. Hold it.
Oh no! Yeah. Oh no!
And it's over.
And well, you could still get away.
Escape. Yeah.
Let's see what happens on that, and then we'll figure out where to go from there. So my initiative, I'll use the Knight because the highest initiative. So initiative of 7.
I need a 6 only.
Oh no! So I do catch up, and I eliminate the Overlord and his unit there, granting me Warlord and Kingslayer. And unfortunately, that is going to put me well ahead at this moment. So looking at the table, Derek and I have discussed it, and I think at this point it's pretty clear that it's an AdMech victory. Now I won't lie, this was very much needed for me. This is the first game I've won in a while here. But either way, I still had fun. There was a lot of really loopy rolls that we saw on the table. I mean, these guys right over here, the Destroyers whiffing their hits and everything like that.
Oh yeah.
So it was loopy. I had fun. I mean, I know it comes off hard saying since I won and whatnot, but I had fun. But either way, want to get the handshake in? I know it's with the wrong hand there, but let's go check out the map. All right, so there you have it. It was a major victory for the AdMech. It was the first victory in a long time for the AdMech, but you know what? I had a lot of fun playing.
Yeah,
there were some really wacky rolls in there, as we kind of discussed, and things really didn't go the way we anticipated. But it does mean AdMech gets to replace 1 flag of Chaoses because he is playing as those rogue Necrons. Yeah. So let's go take a look at the map.
Okay.
And I don't know, these green flags, they look kind of black to me. So what do you think? No. So I'm going to just take out this 1 black flag right there and just replace it with a nice red flag as the AdMech start to retake their Forge World. So there you have it. We do have another game that's going to be planned. You can always check the vault for that. That's going to be in the link below. If you guys aren't vault members, still click the link. You're going to get that 7-day free trial and get access to everything we have available. So that's painting quick tips, that's tutorials, that's all sorts of campaign stuff, lots of bonus content. And
it's worth it.
There's a lot of really good content. So definitely encourage you to check that out and just make your decision based on that. But if you are the vault members, just go click that link. You're going to go taken right to the next game. And of course, you can always challenge us to battle reports as well. Just go to miniwargaming.com/challenge and you'll get all the email addresses and contact information you need there. As always, happy wargaming.